Hi, Mayor. You're on mute.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you, yes.
Okay.
And there goes your camera.
Okay. Now.
Okay, so hang up this line.
Okay. I can't see people to let them in though.
I'm getting ready to make you the host again.
Okay.
Hello, everyone. Semi's having technical issues, so I am working with her with
I gotta straighten out now.
getting her in.
Okay.
Okay, so Semi, I just made you the host, so you should be able to see everyone and get them in.
Okay.
Well, hello there.
Hi, Miss Davis.
Miss Faye, you look like you in a good mood there. You keep
They on mute.
Hi, Alderman Thomas. Yeah, they're on mute.
Semi, how you doing?
I am better. Thank you, Mayor.
That's good. That's good.
Yay! How's that? Hey, what's happening?
Nothing much. How are you?
I'm still kicking.
You keep shaking your head, Faye.
I ain't shaking my head.
You got some music going on?
Your camera's having technical issues, Faye.
What do I need? Tell me what to do.
So click the button that says stop video.
Okay, do what? Say it again. What I need to do?
Stop video. It's at the very bottom of your screen. If you're
okay, hit that.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
How's that?
Okay. So somehow, some way, you have a cord that's connected to your computer.
I have a what connected to my computer?
A cord. Do you have a cord, like a charging cord? Do you have anything attached to your computer?
No, ma'am. No, ma'am.
Okay. Then click start video.
Okay, go back to start video. Where am I at there? Start video. Okay, wait a minute. How's that?
Perfect.
You're looking good now. You're looking
okay. No, I'm not computer literate. Help me out, girl. Help me out.
Alicia.
Oh my.
Alicia.
Yes, sir.
I needed you today, yesterday. I've been offline and I had to go get a router.
Oh.
Now, you know,
Anytime, just call.
All righty.
Okay, Miss Davis, you back to square one. You got
to do it again.
Yes, click it off. You have something attached or something is near it.
No, I don't have anything attached.
Do you have anything that's close by it or either lay it on top of your computer?
No, ma'am. No, ma'am. I don't have nothing. Because I just talked to somebody in DC on a Zoom call, the international CBTU. So I don't know why it's doing this. Oh Lord, what do I know? I don't know nothing.
Mayor, did you get the email about Alderwoman Hester?
I'll be right back.
I did. I talked to her.
Okay.
So
and
I did.
Also,
she's excused.
Okay. Also, the agenda. I am so sorry I got the minutes on there and I still was unable. I thought I was going to be able to do it, but I still couldn't hear it with my laptop. So it won't be any minutes.
Okay. I didn't get the updated. I may have it on my I didn't get the updated agenda.
The one with the bill number 2671.
You're right.
I did send it out though.
I read it, but it's not on my agenda.
Did you pick up a package from the office?
I did, but that was probably after that came in.
Oh, okay.
I got my packet, but that wasn't on it.
Okay, yeah, that wasn't on it because I didn't get it till yesterday, but I
Mhm.
did send it out. It should be on your emails,
Right.
but
So-
it
It's
is
the
on the
last-
agenda.
It's the last document on
Right.
the, that she sent when she sent those 4 documents from Kay here.
Right.
Mhm.
You did get it, Mr. Alderman Thomas?
Yes, I did.
Okay, very good. Very good.
And it's posted on the website.
Yes. Yes.
So hopefully we can get that done tonight.
What,
So
do
we
I
can
need to
move
come
forward.
in later?
No, you're fine.
Oh, you're fine.
Oh,
You're
okay.
fine. I mean, only difference, if you want to stay at the special meeting, it's gonna cost you $50.
Okay.
What did
Got
I
put- I'm sitting on a gold mine.
say?
Oh, man.
Yeah, them Battle Hawks won Sunday, didn't they, Faye?
Yes, they did. They
Mhm.
still sorry. They
I
still-
know it.
Oh, my God. Yeah. I'm not going back no more till the last game.
There you go.
My
Or
daughter
the
will
one
be
in the
here.
middle. The one in the
Uh-uh.
middle.
The last game of the home game, that's when I'm going back. I ain't going back no more. I'm gonna stay at home and watch it on TV. What happened? Did I do something again? Oh, okay. Okay. What is is the
Hey,
hall
Kevin,
quarantine?
It is 7 o'clock, well, 1 minute to 7.
Yes,
That's
sir.
it.
1 minute.
So
to 7.
anybody have anything that they want to talk about? That's, we can start and chat about it.
So I do
Oh.
have some questions.
Huh?
and I do have some questions.
Okay.
One is I did contact the state. It is a Class A misdemeanor for us not to have our audit information posted and still pay bills. So what Anthony Green as a citizen did state is true. I would like to pay the bills, but at the same time, and so my biggest issue was you don't incur the misdemeanor just because you're an elected official. You incur the misdemeanor you personally. And so that's where kind of, for me, I wish the attorney was on here because that's where I personally draw the line. I don't like we enter different lawsuits and things like that. Of course, I don't have any control over that. But to vote yes to pay a bill and the stuff is not posted, we incur the misdemeanor and it has nothing to do with the city. And that goes on my personal record. I can't have a record, not working my regular 9 to 5. So I mean, I want to move the city forward. Of course, we have bills that we need to pay. Bills in order for us to have Zoom and everything, we got to have power. So I want to be able to pay bills. So what can we do from attorney's standpoint as well as the city collector or treasurer? How can they assist us?
Well, I think we're about to get our finances in order. I mean, they were messed up. Okay, we had to go all the way back for a whole year and come back up to today, I mean, to the last day, to the end of that particular year. And so that's done. And Rick probably could explain the rest of that tonight. But we got to pay the bill. Now you got to pay employees.
Well, I mean, I totally look. I work a 9 to 5. I'm a regular employee. I totally
Right,
agree.
right.
But at the same time, because of what the state has explained, it's like, well, I feel caught in the middle. I feel like, well, how do I say yes? But then I incur a misdemeanor for saying yes. I don't think that's fair. And that was
Well,
my
I'll take the
argument
hit.
with
I'll
the state.
take the hit. I'll take the hit for you.
I wish you could.
That's better than for quitting. I'll
wish
take the
you
hit. for
could.
you.
The other questions I had, I don't know if, this probably would be the city attorney's question. So I have a bill that I'm reading tonight, is Bill 2670. And I definitely agree to it, but it's in layman terms. It's not like a full bill to me. It doesn't explain like when will this contract start and stop. That's not in the ordinance at all. So I don't know, I don't want to use the word table, but can we
You mean
amend?
2671?
No, 2670. Can we amend it, fix it, and then bring it back
Uh,
to add like the contract dates?
and we'll let Dorothy handle that.
Okay. And then,
Could I make a comment, Mayor, concerning that question?
Yeah.
Did you see the contract, Alderwoman?
yes, and I had questions about that too, so,
Okay.
the contract that I read said there are 50 some, I want to say 55 cameras that were in this contract. However, oh, never mind. My numbers are off only because I included the video management software. And that's not a camera, it's a software. So never mind. To that question. But it said 2 to 5 years, Alderman Thomas.
Right.
Right, but in the actual bill, it doesn't state that at all.
Alderman Smith, I can
Yes.
help you with this one. So if you're looking at the contract time and the RFP that I sent out that they submitted, it says they'll complete the work in 8 weeks from the time of approval contract.
No, I'm looking at the ordinance, and the ordinance does not have anything like, is this contract a year-to-year contract? Is it a 5-year contract? Is it a 12-year contract? I mean, in the bill that you provided, the RFP that you provided says 2 to 5, but the ordinance does not state anything. So I'm not sure, how long are we entering the contract for?
5 years.
Okay, so can
That
we
is an
add
exhibit,
that to the bill is what I'm asking.
is exhibit A, Jimmy, the contract? Or is exhibit A
No, they
the
exhibit A.
proposal?
Attorney White Coleman just joined.
Okay,
Hi, Simi and everybody.
Hi, Reverend Chapman.
I'm sorry I'm late. I was talking to a citizen.
That's all right.
so
Good evening, everyone.
good evening. So
Evening,
Alderman
Dorothy.
Alderman Thomas, I'm not sure about you all's, but for exhibit A for me, nothing is, they do have the little slots and lines where you can write things in or type things in. Mine are completely blank. And that's why I asked if we can add it to the ordinance, excuse me. Therefore, it covers everything. If that makes sense. Or even if a regular citizen decides to look it up online to find out what bill, the new bill will be 2670, how long is the contract, they can see it. It'll be in the ordinance. The other question I had, this is my last question, is for, yes, Jimmy. So, and this is just a question for myself and learning. There is a bill from Acme Janitor Equipment Company. I do understand it's for supplies for the rec center. Do we clean our own rec center, or is there a company that comes in and clean? And if so, does that company provide what we need and we get a whole bill from them? Or do we buy our own supplies and they just come in and clean?
We do all the cleaning in-house. There's no company that comes in and clean. So
Okay.
that bill is strictly for, I have a part-time maintenance guy that works 7 to 10 in the morning. And then my full-timers pick up any leftovers for that. So that's just our quarterly, pretty much, bill for the cleaning supplies for the rec center.
Thank you.
Yep.
That's all my questions, Mayor. Thank you.
All right, anyone else?
But I think since the attorney is here, maybe she can answer the question that you had
Yeah.
concerning the bill, Alderwoman Smith.
Yes, sir. So Attorney White Coleman, I had a question in regards to the bill that I'll be reading tonight, and I do not disagree with it. I want to go on record, Simi. I do not disagree with the bill. But for me, just reading the bill is kind of very layman to me. It's just a basic contract with nothing in it. It does explain in the middle of the paragraph, it says terms and conditions set forth in Exhibit A, attached hereto and incorporated herein by this reference. One is, at least for me, when I go out to our city website and I look at our ordinances, exhibits are not attached. They only provide the actual ordinance. Can we add what Exhibit A basically? I just would like to see some terms. How long is this contract? Things like that.
Yes, you're absolutely correct. The exhibit should be attached to the bill.
It is, but it's not on the actual ordinance. So can we add it to the ordinance?
You mean the actual Exhibit A?
Not necessarily the whole entire exhibit, but can it be broken down a little more? Can it be explained a little more in detail on the actual ordinance, so therefore others can understand it better? So if I just read this ordinance, this does not tell me how long this contract is. Exhibit would not be attached online on an ordinance. So all it says is Exhibit A is attached. But okay, where would the attachment be if it goes online? So that doesn't explain anything.
I understand the point you're making, but it would be a little difficult to take an entire contract that's an exhibit to an ordinance and include it in the ordinance. That's why they are attached as exhibits to the ordinance. And they should be online at the time they're posted.
Sorry, not, but
Perhaps we can ask the clerk about that, ask Simi.
I just would like to see, like I say, for me, I don't know about the rest of the elected officials. I would like to see the terms. Is it a year? Is it 5 years? Is it 3 months? I mean, I can see it in the exhibit. It says 2 to 5 years.
Alderwoman Tatman.
Yes, sir. I had a question about the bill for the lawyer. In the second paragraph, it states that the total amount, well, the third paragraph is $14,525. So does that mean that Miranda Avant Elliott is asking for $5,625, which is the total of the first case, 00201 is $3,750, and then the bottom case, 00914 is $1,875. So
I don't mean to interrupt you, Alderwoman Tatman, but that's a closed case or a closed that we were discussing. This is just our pre-meeting, so we have regular citizens on here. Is that something we can discuss, Dorothy? I mean, attorney?
Well, you can discuss the contract because it has to be voted on in open session. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just wanted to know before you went on in detail. I'm sorry.
No, that's okay. I checked before I, dove in. So, attorney, can you answer that for us, please?
Well, I'm not exactly sure of what your question is, Alderwoman Tatman. Could you just repeat it for me?
Just wanted to know the total. There was a total given for the contract that we're gonna vote on from Cahill.
Okay. What he says in his contract is he was paid a retainer in connection with the first case that was brought by former Alderwoman Yvonne Elliott. And he indicates that of that $5,000 retainer, to date, $2,895 has been expended, leaving a retainer balance of $2,105. So what he is saying is he will bill against that amount that remains. And then once that has been depleted, he will bill the city directly at his hourly rate for the services.
No, I understood that part. I'm understanding the two totals. If you look on under number 1. in the
Under number
second par-
1, yes,
In the second paragraph on the first page,
yes.
and then look at number 5, are we combining those two totals?
Now, when you say number 1, are you looking at his letter explaining it or what?
Yes, I'm sorry.
Okay, all right.
Yeah. So on the letter to the mayor, under number 1, if you look at the total there, and then
Right.
the number under number 5, are we
Yes.
combining those two totals?
I
They won't
am
combine.
looking, and that's really I'm trying to add this up in my head. It looks like he might have
Yes.
that amount included in there.
So that's what I was asking. So those are two different totals.
Yeah. Yeah, they are two different totals. And it looks like, let me just add this.
The first one is 10,775 without that second total. With the second total, it does come to the 14,525.
Yeah, it looks like I just added it up too, and it looks like he may have included that in there. Now I'm looking at, let me look at her actual lawsuit. And yeah, the actual lawsuit, new lawsuit that she filed says 1875. So it looks like he may have made a mathematical error.
Okay, that's what I wanted to make sure. Okay. So it is just 10,775 instead of 14,525.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
I based on what I see, I think you're right.
Okay, thank you.
Mhm.
Put that down so we can clean that up with him tomorrow.
Yeah,
or the
he
next
just
day.
needs to clean up the total. The total is not
Right.
correct there.
Right.
What we, Mayor,
Oh, Thomas, I'm sorry, you got your hand.
no problem. Will we finish with Alderwoman Smith's question?
I don't know. Are we finished with your question, Alderwoman Smith? You're muted.
Sorry, I don't know. I mean, attorney basically explained that the exhibit would be attached. I have never
Right.
seen any exhibits attached to
Well,
ordinances in the system.
I get my comment was going to be that once the contract is complete and we vote on it, then that's when they fill in the blanks. Attorney Attorney Dorothy Whitecomb.
I'm sorry, Alderman Thomas, what blanks are you referring to at this time?
Attached to the ordinance 2670 is a contract between Communications Technology and the City of Belle Fountain Neighbors.
Oh, you're talking about a different contract now,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Right. Yes, those blanks need to fill in, and Jimmy can speak to that.
Right. Okay.
He's handling that contract, but they will be
Okay.
filled in.
Right. And then my second question was, clerk, in the past, have we attached exhibits to our ordinances at any time that you know of? You muted. You I
Yes,
read your
sir,
list.
I do. I do. I have them attached.
Okay, all right. So hopefully that helps, Alderwoman Smith.
Yes, so as long as I can see the attachment, then great, because when I go
Okay.
online right now, there are no attachments at all.
Yeah.
When you go to
Okay.
the City of Bellfountain Neighbors, click on ordinances under search, there are no exhibits.
Okay.
Alderwoman Smith, are you referring to once the ordinance is passed?
Yes.
Okay,
So I'm assuming that this ordinance will read and appear the way that it is currently. And again, it does not have any information. It's very just in layman terms. It doesn't provide how long the contract will be. It's
Yeah.
only on Exhibit A. And so
Right.
if the exhibit is not on there, this isn't, the contract isn't telling me anything.
I agree with you.
I mean, I'm sorry, the ordinance isn't telling me anything.
Yeah, I agree with you. And I believe the clerk is indicating that she does attach them.
Now,
Right, so.
sending them to easy support, I don't have to, but I will start doing that going forward. Okay,
I just want to make sure, that's all.
Yes,
'Cause
ma'am.
I'm reading
I
it and
understand.
I don't want no blowback.
All right. I will, going forward, it will be done.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Regarding the blanks, once this contract is officially approved by the city, I will then send that over to Dana from Communication Technology. And then we'll get everything signed off by the mayor and their party, and then that'll be the final contract.
Thank you.
One other question, statement for the when we do the agenda, we're gonna have to table the presentation of the unapproved minutes because Simi wasn't able to transcribe the minutes. I can make that motion to table that.
Any other discussions? Before we adjourn for a quick run to the bathroom break.
Sounds good.
Simi, you talking, you muted. I see your lips moving.
My husband likes it like that, so I'm not talking at all. I'm just quiet.
I had one question to the board, if I can, before everyone takes off.
Go ahead.
So in the previous budget that was passed, we had a lawnmower that was approved in the budget. And I was hoping to be able to send out an RFQ to get one of those purchased before the summer season. I forgot to mention that in my last report. I guess I was just making sure the board still approved of that purchase that was in there before I waste my time going to RFQ. I just kind of wanted to get a yes or no consensus from the board to get some bids on that lawnmower to have that before the summer.
I'm good with it.
Me
good with
too. So for me, and I treat the city no different than I treat my own house. So if I can refurbish what I have or donate it or give it away or something like that, what will be wrong with the old one that we have? Are we adding to what we currently have, or is the one that we have, Jimmy, is broken? Or is it just old?
We currently have, all of them are old. I think they're date back to 2001. So we're trying to replace one of the older ones. It's still, Vince is in the process of fixing two of them right now. We have one working one. And so we're just looking to add another one to our fleet to upgrade the aging machinery. So
I went from a regular off-brand to, I mean, it worked great, don't get me wrong, but I finally could afford a Honda lawnmower and oh my God. So it self-propel and do everything. So I'm all for it, Jimmy.
appreciate it. Thank you.
One quick question, everybody. Do we need to amend those totals in the contract for the lawyer before we vote on it?
I don't think the total, let's look and see. The total is not in his contract, it's only in his letter of explanation to the mayor.
Okay. Thank you.
Mhm.
Oh, okay. Did anybody have their hand up and I missed? All right.
Mayor, can I ask a question?
Somebody have a question?
I do, Mayor.
Go right ahead.
For the camera system, it says it includes the police department and city hall. Does that include downstairs in the street department also?
Jimmy, you on?
Yes, it does. We added cameras on the back side of the building. There's one going to be inside the street department as well that will be added.
Can you tell me that location where it'll be added? Or do you not know?
On the inside,
Mhm.
they had it when you first walked in that door going into the street department by the big bays. There was going to be a camera right there that would overlook all the entry points to that way. So if anyone, I know that summertime the guys are going in and out, and the bay doors are open. And so if anyone walks back there, we'll get them coming into the facility on the backside.
Okay, all right, thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, is everybody fine? It's awful quiet. Is everybody all right?
I thought you said we could take a nap.
Yeah, you got 3 minutes to get it.
I'm in it.
Yeah. Yeah. I had to go turn my heat down, boy. It's getting hot in this office area right now with the door closed. And want y'all to see me sweating and you won't know why. I didn't know we could all be together like this and be so quiet. But that's a good thing though. Everybody, all of
can I
y'all
ask
try to talk and you just mute it.
Can I ask Simi a question?
Yeah.
Simi, in my packet, the attorney's information wasn't in there and I did not print it out. Is that an ordinance that's gonna be read by someone? I'm trying to pull it up on my phone, but I'm not seeing the ordinance. Is it just the agreement? Or can anyone answer that question? 'Cause
Bill
I
number
don't,
2671,
yeah,
it should be in there. I sent it.
well, it wasn't printed out and it's not in my
Oh, okay,
packet.
because I didn't get it till yesterday. So, I have, Alderman Thomas reading it.
Oh, okay, that's fine. Thank you.
You're welcome. Here it's 7:30.
It's 7:30.
Yes,
All
sir.
right, let's call the meeting to order then. Call the roll.
Okay. Alderman Dale,
Present.
Alderman Smith,
Present.
Alderman Tatman,
Here.
Alderman Hester,
Excuse.
Alderman Warnes,
Here.
Alderman Van Surgen,
Here,
Alderman Thomas,
Present.
Alderman Harmon Ward.
Present.
Mayor, we have a quorum.
All right, is the approval of the agenda? We don't have a flag for the pledge of allegiance.
Mayor, I'd like to make a motion to approve the agenda.
Is there a second?
I second.
Are there any discussion?
Yes, Mayor.
Yeah.
Item 6, due to the fact that the clerk wasn't able to transcribe the minutes, needs to be tabled.
Is there a
So
second?
I would like to
Table.
amend. Yeah.
Go ahead.
I second.
Moved and seconded to table number 6. Any other discussion? All in favor, vote aye.
Aye.
Opposed,
Aye.
nay. All righty, thank you. City Collector's report, Jeff Howell. Is he on tonight?
Mayor Jeff Howe stated he had 2 reports last meeting, so he doesn't have anything this meeting.
Okay.
Did we,
Uh,
Mayor, I have a
yes.
question. We
Go ahead.
skipped over the public comments.
Did I skip over there?
Yes, sir.
Well, I am so sorry, but I sure did, didn't I?
Yes, sir.
I'll turn it over to the public. 3 minutes, please. And anyone from the public? No one care to speak at this time? You'll have another chance later. Hearing none, we'll bring it back. City engineers report.
Hang on. Okay, there we go. Hang on.
Mayor,
There I am.
Yes,
evening. Whoop.
just
I
one
think
second.
we, I think we
Alicia?
should be on approval of invoices over 500. Maybe your agenda is,
No, that's what I was getting ready to say, and when I was brought back to the public comment. I'm sorry. Approval of the agenda, I'd already scratched it off. Approval of invoices over 500.
Now, I would like to make a
Alderwoman
motion
Dales.
to,
Alderwoman Dales, your hands up.
Okay. I'd like to make a motion to approve the bills for March 1st through March 12th, 2023, in the total of $119,468.06.
Is there a second?
I second.
Are there any further discussion? All in favor, say aye.
I had a question, Mayor.
Oh,
Me
I'm sorry,
too.
go ahead.
It says March 2nd instead of March
I'm
1st.
I'm sorry, I apologize.
Oh, no problem.
I can restate it.
Okay.
I would like to approve the bills for March 1 through March 12th, 2023, in the amount of $119,468.06.
I'm sorry, Alderwoman Dales, you said March 1st again.
again, this March
That's what's
2nd.
on my list. That's what's in front of me.
I have
On
March
the
2nd.
I guess
agenda.
not on, it's March, well, we got March 2nd.
I apologize. I'm reading what's in front of me. I
Okay,
apologize.
just make that correction.
Okay, these are the bills
Okay.
from March 2nd, 2023 through March 12th, 2023, in the total amount of $119,468.06.
Is there a second?
I second.
Alderwoman Tatman.
I just had one question before we go further to either our accountant or our legal counsel. Have we posted the quarterly accountant numbers we need to post? Have those been posted?
Tammy, those were posted, correct?
I'm sorry?
They were posted in the legal journal.
The financial statements that
The
you said,
financial,
yes,
As of December 31st, the 6th,
yes.
they were posted in the legal journal. That's correct.
Alderwoman Smith.
That was my same question. There are some pieces that are missing still. You have the ledger that's I don't know what the actual accountant term would be, but there's a ledger there, but the actual report that is needed per the state, it has not been filed. And so I called the state personally to find out, and I discussed this in our pre-meeting. I agree with everyone. The bills need to be paid, they have to be paid, but I personally feel stuck between a rock and a hard place. So the report of what's needed per the state is not there.
Rick, could you respond to that?
I just want to make sure, are we referencing the audit report?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, and the audit report, just so everybody knows, and talking with Angela, it's not going to be available. So we agree, and I think Semi's talked to her also. We're trying to push her as fast as we can, but we're not getting any cooperation to have anything too soon. She was letting us know the meeting in May would be the soonest she could get it. And I think, and that would have been Thursday, May 4th. And keep in mind, we're still gonna be talking 2 years out audit. We're not talking about any current audit, just so everyone here realizes we're not looking at anything current. We're talking 2 years removed. And that's the best she said she could do. I know Semi's gonna try to get her to come and get it sooner, but at this point in time, that's the best we can do with the auditor.
So I'm sorry, Mayor, I have one more question.
Go ahead.
I totally understand, but is there, a fire that we can light, or is there something we can do? Is there an additional fee? I mean, I don't know what we can do, but for me talking to the state, if this is an occurrence just as an elected official, it is considered a Class A misdemeanor. And it's not, hey, you get this Class A misdemeanor because you're an elected official. No, this would go on your personal record. I can't afford that. So how do we as elected officials move and continue to move this city forward if we don't have the tools that we need per the state to do our jobs? What do we do?
And we concur. The issue is not just that, it's our bond rating. So it's going to go above and beyond what we're looking at. I think there's two things we can do. One, I think in regard to working with sickage, I'm not sure how much more we could push to make this happen. I think we've been doing a lot. We could try more, but I'm not sure what that's going to get. Keep in mind, the other opportunity for the city is to consider going out for an RFP to get the rest of the audits done. Again, something to think about, but that's the only other pressure we can apply to them. They're the auditors. At this point in time, we know we can't switch. It's too late to do that. So we're locked in for that fiscal year. We're not locked in on any other fiscal year. If we feel best interest of the city to move past this and with another auditor, we can always put out an RFP to get started with the other fiscal years. Because by the time this is done, we're going to still have 2 more to do.
Thank you.
Alderwoman Dales.
Okay, and also the other bad part about that is that unfortunately, if our audit isn't done in 30 days, they're gonna pull our rating. We came up on a list of 14 municipalities, and that's really not good. So hopefully we can get her to do a draft to submit, because if not, they're going to pull our rate. They're going to pull our bonds, our ratings. So that's just something for the board to think about. We should do an RFP to get the other audits going, so we can have that done, because pulling our rate is very bad. So I just want to inform the board of that as well.
Alderwoman Tapman.
Alderwoman Dales already spoke to what I was gonna say, so I'm fine. I concur with what she said, because that's what I was gonna state, and that's why I referred to our legal counsel.
Okay. Madam Clerk, where are we at on this, on the issue? Where are we?
On the
Do we have a
issue
motion we got a motion on the floor, though.
No. Nope.
No, I just want you to tell me where we are on the agenda. Did we, tell us, somebody made a motion, right?
To approve the bills over
Yeah,
500.
right, over 500.
Who made the motion?
Alderwoman
Alderwoman
Dales.
Dales,
Okay, and who seconded?
Alderwoman
Von
Von
Surgeon.
Surgeon.
Okay, so it's been moved and properly second. And we've had discussion. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay.
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 And let's call a roll, Madam Clerk.
All right. Alderwoman Dales,
Yes.
Alderwoman Smith,
No.
Alderwoman Tapman,
No.
Alderwoman Hester.
She's up.
Alderwoman Mornis,
Yes.
Alderwoman Von Surgeon,
Yes.
Alderman Thomas,
Yes.
Alderwoman Harmon Ward,
Yes.
All right, 5 yes and 2 no's, Mayor.
All right, motion carries. That was,
Approval of invoices.
that was what? That was
Approval of
the
invoices
engineer's,
over 500.
oh, the bill's over 500? Okay,
sir.
so engineer's report, did we get that?
No,
No,
sir.
I'm
Okay.
up next.
Oh, you're on now, okay, thank you.
Good evening, everyone. You have the reports in front of you. I've been out of town quite a bit here lately, so just finishing up work on the Quick Trip remodel. Working with Traverse Logistics to get them to finish their work that they had permitted on. And the rec center is progressing well. The roof decking is on and they're getting ready to put the insulation and roofing on next week. So we're still on schedule to have this be completed by mid-May, weather permitting. So as you can see, rain kind of slows things down. Hopefully we won't have too much more cold days. So that's my report for right now.
All right. Any questions? Oh, Alderwoman Dales, I'm sorry.
I would like to ask our city engineer, has he inspected any of the construction sites where the Missouri American Water is digging up our streets and putting them back? Have you inspected any of the streets?
Not the recent ones, no, I have not.
All right, any other questions? No, thank you for your report. Planning and zoning?
Good evening, everybody.
Good evening.
At Monday's meeting, Mayor Pearson brought commission members up to date about discussions he's had with Clayco Construction and Tom Closure. He's the agent for the owner of the property at 270 and 367. He discussed possible future development at the 100+ acre site. Mayor Pearson talked about a hotel possibly being built there since the zoo will be developing property at Columbia Bottoms and Spanish Pond Road to be known as the St. Louis Zoo Wild Care Park. He said we need to draw visitors to Bell Fountain neighbors, and this development at 367 and 270 would be an attraction. He said the state of Missouri has millions of dollars available for development, and he was going to check with the governor's office and/or St. Louis County accordingly. One member of P&Z talked about how youth sports teams are popular now with people traveling to other cities for competitions. He thought that such competitions are becoming lucrative and that enclosed sports facilities would be an advantage to attracting people here. I talked about the Powerplex STL facility that's planned for the Old Mills Mall, and that a marketing study needed to be performed at the beginning of the project to avoid duplicating nearby venues that might compete with it. Whatever is built there would ideally contain services and products that would otherwise require people to drive 30 minutes or more to purchase or participate in. We agreed with the mayor that a sit-down restaurant would be very desirable, both for visitors and residents of nearby communities, and it would be a requirement for any hotel. We also agreed it would be ideal if a developer would buy the land from the property owners directly without any funding from the city. We want to avoid risking funds and financing the project to any significant degree as much as possible. Concerning development on the north side of 270 being done by Christian Hospital now, Mayor Pearson said he would speak to Rick Stevens, president of Christian Hospital, to see what they have in mind there. And that is my report.
Any questions? Alderwoman Dales. You're muted.
I apologize. So they came to the meeting, but they don't own the property yet?
They didn't come to the meeting. And when you
No.
say they, what are you talking about?
Clayco.
No, they didn't come to the meeting.
This was just planning and zoning Monday night.
Right.
So you
Only members
meant,
of planning and zoning.
you mentioned Clayco, so they were not present at the meeting.
No.
Correct.
Okay, thank you.
Anyone else? Then we move to Chief Isla. He's not here. He called me and told me he had some family business to take care of. Treasurer's report.
Right? Does everyone have a copy of the report, or would you need me to pull it up on the screen so everybody can see it? What would work best for the group?
I just
Does
printed mine out, so you can put
You
it
can
up
put
on
it
the
on the
screen.
screen.
everyone, can you share the screen, Sammy, and just let me know when it's available? So that way I can bring it up on so everybody can see it. So.
You should be able to bring it up.
Okay, let me see. Okay, so let me see about getting that up now. All right, is everyone able to see it? Let me turn it real quick. Can everyone see this?
No, I don't
Can't
see
even
it.
see it.
I just see the Zoom, Emma.
All right, let me do
Yeah.
that. Post able screen, so. Your screen. Okay, we'll just see if I can do this now. Hold up again. Okay, can anybody see that now?
Nope,
No.
I can't.
Okay, see, I can't, got this. So. Share screen, host disabled, so it says host disabled participant screen sharing. So is there a way you can just click up on the three dots that I have on my box? And just click the one to make me host, if you could, please? And just,
Wait a minute.
yeah, it'll pop on my screen that says you're now host.
I am having technical issues here.
Okay,
Sammy, if you can pull up your participant screen, can you pull up your participant screen?
Mm,
okay, just go to my cube and look to the far right. There's three dots.
I see your name. Oh,
Right, go up to the top. There should be three dots.
No, it would be to the right, Sammy. To the right of his name is three dots.
Yeah,
okay. I see it.
There you go.
one will say make host. All right, perfect. I think that should do it now. All right. Share screen. All right, that should be good now. It should pop up. Can everybody see it?
Yep.
Okay, all right. Is it visible? Is it big enough for everyone to see? I just want to make sure.
Yes.
So I'm just gonna follow up a little bit on what Patrick had been talking about in regard to the discussions the mayor's having and all that. Just keep in mind, as a city, to issue more bonds at some point in time, we have to get these audits done. Secondly, we don't have enough bonding capacity until around 25 or 26 before we're able to do anything. Anything additional will require a vote of the residents. So keep that in mind. We're not capable of doing anything with 2025, 2026 to give us enough bonding capacity to move forward. If we have all these audits done, we'll be in good shape. If we don't have the audits done, we're not going to be able to issue any more bonds. So keep that in mind as we move forward. Once again, so everybody knows, 2025, 2026 is the next opportunity before we can issue any sum, large sum, in order to be able to accomplish what's being described or discussed tonight. All right, so here's what's up on the page one. So let's go through and see what's transpiring. These are the general fund revenues and expenses. So keep in mind, I want to thank Semi. She did a great job getting us information. Lori's been sick all week, so we had to get this for everyone to see. We're going left to right. That first column, unaudited. Keep in mind, July through February. So in February, our threshold should be 66.6%. So keep in mind, that's your threshold. The budget, second column, difference, third column, fourth column, that's your difference in regard to percents. So sales tax, we're on target. Remember, 66.7, we're on target. Gross receipts, utility taxes, just a little bit below. Licenses below. Permits, we're right on target. We're gonna make that budget. We can already see that. Courts, we can see what's transpiring there. Rec center, again, we know that really heats up come summer. So right now we're at 63.4. We should make that budget. And then others. So right now revenues, you can see we're at 84.72. That's good news for the city. And again, you can see we have 672 to go and we still have several months. So there's a good chance we're going to make this. Not every category, but in total, it looks like we're going to make our revenue. On the expenses, again, administration. I want to commend all the department heads. Everybody's pretty well holding down expenses to the best of their ability. You can see courts, you can see street, rec center, and then police. So again, right now we're at 55.19. So we're about 10% below on the expense side. So we're in good shape from the standpoint of revenues and expenses through February 28th. So keep in mind, this is only through February 28th. All right. So let's do this. Let's take a look at cash balances. This is the second most important thing. All right. So you can see this year and you can see what's transpiring compared to last year. And you can see right now we're down about $247,000 compared to last year. But no concern, because right now you can see we still have good cash balances. All that means is we just have to keep an eye on our expenses. And you can see the city's doing a good job with that. So right now we're in good shape. So keep that in mind. You can see cash is down a little bit compared to where we were last year. So keep that in mind as we move forward. We still need to make sure we slow down expenses a little bit until we get everything under control. All right. The next category just gives us what are all the bank accounts here at the city. We just looked at the general fund. Here's your capital improvements fund, sewer lateral fund, debt service. That's what's in the debt service account, 17,649 to retire future bonds. Keep that in mind. Okay, bond proceeds, street. This is what we have available for street repairs. Haven't used it. 940-20177. So keep in mind, speed bonds come out of here. Street repairs can come out of here. These are the items we're going to be earmarking to take place. ARPA. Keep in mind, we've dedicated for ARPA. We need to use it for the most of our ability by next December. So again, we got plenty of time, but we need to have it committed by next December. So keep that in mind, committed. All right. The next category, we just received today our preliminary assessments. We're required by statute but to have by April the 8th to mark the board our preliminary non-binding estimated tax rate. So that's what we're going to talk about right now so everybody can see what's transpiring. Look at this assessment increase. So I'm going to let everybody see this because what's going to transpire, residents are going to be talking about this throughout the city. So I want to make sure everyone sees it before the residents get their real estate tax estimates. As you recall, in odd years, reassessment years, the county is required to send a notice to each property owner telling them what their proposed assessments are going to be and what the impact is going to be by tax rate by political subdivision. So look what's going on with residential. Column 1 is preliminary, just came out today. 2 is post BOE. That's what we used in column 2 to set rates last year. Column 3, look at these increases. Column 4, look at the percent. Column 5 is percent of our tax revenue, what that represents. So what you'll see is residential is 66% of our tax dollars. 66%. So we know with a 38% increase in residential real estate, that's going to get a lot of discussion around town. A lot of discussion. So I want to make sure everyone here is aware that this is going to be talked about quite a bit for the next several months. So we don't lose track that we realize it's happening and we're going to see what the impact's going to be on rolling back our tax rate. So that's going to be the key, is that we're going to tell them and we should probably get a newsletter out that we are rolling on tax rate, so everyone can see. Commercial's going up 46.72. Commercial only represents 13% of our tax assessments. So our real estate's 82%. If real estate's going up 36.79, and it's mainly sitting right up here in residential. Personal property, if we all recall, we got a big bump last year, not this year, only 1.10. So we're not going to have a lot of discussion this year about personal property. Now it's all going to be centered on real estate. So keep that in mind. It's going to be a big discussion. CPI this year, 6.7. Last year was 7, a little bit less. And new construction within the city's up 8,900, roughly 78% over last year. Those are the assessments. All right, let's take a look what it's going to do to these tax rates. So we're going to ask the board if Semi and I can send this over to Mark DeVore when we're done with discussion tonight. We're not looking for anyone to approve these tax rates because it's not approval. This is informational only. So what we're saying is this is going to be the impact. They need to know this is what the residents will see when we send out, or they being St. Louis County sends out the informational to all of our residents. So what's going to happen is this. Residential would be rolled back by 4.5 cents. Commercial is going to go back by 4.9. So the new proposed residential rate this year would be 0.1560. Last year was 0.2010, and there lies the rollback. You can see no change on personal property. It was only a 1% increase, and there's no ag to talk of. So these are the two big rollbacks. Debt service. Debt service. We could be assessing 1.63 cents per $100 cents valuation. We are not assessing the ceiling in any way, shape, or form. All we're assessing is enough to pay off our debt service and build a little bit of reserve in the case that we have residents that are late in paying. If we don't do this, the second most important thing to debt service is making sure these payments are made. If they're delayed by 1 day, they present an issue in future bonding. So we have to be current and on time, and we have to make sure we have enough there to pay debt service. So keep in mind, this could have been 53 cents, and we've never done that in the history of the city, charged higher amount of debt service. So keep that in mind. This is still preliminary. These are non-binding. They're estimated. So we're going to leave that exactly the same. So if anybody asks, this is where all of the tax dollars in the city are here, not in general fund, but it's in debt service to retire the bonds for the city's streets and for speed bumps. So keep that in mind. That's what that's going to be used for. And just remind the voters, they approved this for us to use for those purposes. We have to pay these back to the bondholder. So what would transpire? The total non-binding estimated proposed tax rate. Again, we're setting it in September. This is informational only for our residents. They're going to see that 1.2617, 1.3067 was last year. We'll be rolling back the tax rate. And for everyone on this Zoom tonight, this is what we emphasize, this right here, rolling back the tax rate to meet the needs of the residents when we see a high inflationary period. And we're doing the same thing for our commercial property owners. We're rolling back the taxes. Keep in mind, we cannot control assessments, but this part we can control, and rolling this back. And the city is doing its due diligence for its residents and commercial property owners to do the best they can with lowering the tax rate and allowing the city to provide the necessary services that the citizens require as we move forward. So with that, that's the treasurer's report for tonight. I'll be happy to address anything regarding the finances or the preliminary non-binding estimated tax rates. And keep in mind, these are informational. Semi and I just need the okay from the board to move forward to provide these to St. Louis County, Mark DeVore, so we can properly have them posted before April the 8th. So that's the only requirement we need tonight.
Alderwoman Dales?
When you say rolling back, okay, because I spoke with Jake this week, and he indicated that for North County as a whole, that the properties have really increased. So when our citizens get their information for their taxes, for the residential taxes, isn't it good that our properties have increased since we've lost so much value over the years?
No, I concur, in regard to what's transpiring. So the only concern is gonna be this, so keep in mind, all of our residents are going through hardship. So, and that's throughout St. Louis County. So because of all these hardships, they're going to look at this as another issue or concern. They're already fighting food prices, fuel prices, and now it's gonna be real estate jumping up at 38%. So while it's good for the school districts and good for the political subdivisions, from a residential outlook, they're gonna see their taxes possibly go up by 5%. So that's my concern, is that we need to be discussing this, rolling it back to make this more palatable for our residents, that we here at the city realize and recognize these hardships. As such, we're rolling back to counter what we see in the significant increase in assessments. And to your point, Elise, assessments, that's Jake Zimmerman's job. That's out of our control. There's nothing more we can do.
Okay, thank you.
All right, welcome.
Alderwoman Tapman? You're muted.
With the rollback criteria, are we at the max that we can do to absorb that? Just from a personal point, the assessor was here today. Our property is going up 15%. And of course, we're gonna fight it. So with the rollback for the city, is that the most we can do and still keep us comfortable as far as our overflow?
I mean, that's a good question. So keep in mind, this here on debt service is yes. Because in fact, keep in mind, we could go to 1.63 by state statute, and we're not getting anywhere close to that. Again, allowing debt service relief for the residents. Now, these numbers on the top line for 23, those would be the ceiling amount. So the board always reserves the right that possibly when we come to September, depending on what's transpiring at that point, we can roll this back a little bit, but keep in mind, this is our operating fund to provide for a lot of what we're talking about for the future. These positions, a lot that needs to be done to operate the city. So from a residential standpoint, I'm not sure the top line is the concern. I think it's more this right here, because that's predominantly all of our tax rate is sitting right here in debt service. So the operational part is really probably lower than most around us. So I think the city, from a due diligence standpoint, has done a great job operating with this general fund rate, when most cities around us probably are significantly more.
So how much would relinquishing the bonds, we have those allocated for the speed humps and the street repairs, relinquishing those funds, wouldn't that add some more to our debt service relief?
So it won't affect this. Keep in mind, these are for the bonds that have already been issued. So when we pay down that 940,000 that we have, that won't have any impact here. All that does, it basically puts us in a position, if we go for another bond issue, to say we have no funds remaining to provide for additional streets and speed bumps.
So there won't be any additional relief for the residents with us not having those bonds on the book?
Well, the bonds get retired as we pay them down. So that's this right here.
All right.
The amount that we see in the street bond account represents monies for us to use just strictly for street repair.
Right.
Nothing to do. This account is the debt service account, where we only had $17,000 remaining in the account. So you can see, we don't have significant surplus.
Nope.
So all we're doing is maintaining a reasonable surplus to ensure we make our debt service payments.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Anyone else? I don't see any hands. So thank you for your report, Rick.
You're welcome, Mr. Mayor. If we can get just a vote from the board that would allow Sammy and I to go ahead and send these preliminary, non-binding estimated tax rates to our Mark DeBoer at St. Louis County in accordance with the state statute.
I'm sorry, was that a question?
Yeah,
Say it again.
Yeah, I was wondering if we could please ask the board to go ahead and get Sammy and I the approval to send these preliminary, non-binding estimated tax rates to St. Louis County on behalf of the city, so we can meet the state statute of April the 8th and ensure that these get submitted to our residents.
Okay, Alderman Thomas.
Yes, sir. I'd like to make a motion that we direct our treasurer to send the information to St. Louis County to meet the deadline to follow the state statute, to approve I wrote it down, to approve to send non-binding, Rick, is that it?
And we're not approving, you're just giving us the authority to move forward.
Okay, the authority to move forward to send to St. Louis County the non-binding information, figures.
Is there a second?
I
Alderman Davis.
second.
Are there any discussion? I don't see any hands, so all in favor say aye.
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 Opposers, nay. Ayes have it. So the board is approved. Thank you. The attorney's report.
Thank you, Mayor, and good evening, everyone. I do not have a report tonight.
All right, thank you. So move into new business, bill number 2670.
Mayor, I would like to make a motion to, to read the first reading of bill number 2670.
Proceed, please.
An ordinance authorizing an agreement with Communications Technology, Inc. to design, install, service, and maintain an IP video surveillance system in certain facilities of the city of Belle Fountain Neighbors, Missouri.
Is there a second?
I second.
I second.
All right, are there any discussion? Right, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposers,
Aye.
nay.
I need to
Opposers,
read
nay.
the second reading.
Okay, I'm gonna get to you as soon as I make sure I got all of that.
Oh, okay,
Both
I'm
sides of the
sorry.
way. Opposers. Second read, please.
An ordinance authorizing an agreement with Communications Technology, Inc. to design, install, service, and maintain an IP video surveillance system in certain facilities of the city of Belle Fountain Neighbors, Missouri.
Is there a second?
I second.
Are there any further discussion? Roll call, Madam Clerk. You're muted.
Alderwoman Dale,
Yes.
Alderwoman Smith,
Yes.
Alderwoman Tatman,
Yes.
Alderwoman Warnes,
You're muted. Just wave your hand. Mean a thumbs up.
I'm
There you
here.
go.
Yes.
Alderwoman Warnes,
Yes.
Alderwoman Van Sturgeon,
Yes.
Alderman Thomas,
Yes.
Alderwoman Harmon Ward.
You're muted.
Yes.
All right. 7 yes, Mayor.
Okay.
I don't have the ordinance now. Didn't have access to it, so I'll give it to you tomorrow.
Okay. Bill number 2671.
Mayor,
Yes,
I'd like to make a motion for the first and the second reading of bill number 2671.
is there a second?
I second.
Are there any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
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 Opposers, nay. Ayes have it. Second read.
Mayor, an ordinance, bill number 2671, an ordinance confirming Randall Cahill as special counsel for certain pending matters.
Is there a second?
I
I
second.
second.
All right, been seconded. If there are no further discussion, roll call, please.
Alderwoman Dales,
Yes.
Alderwoman Smith,
Yes.
Alderwoman Tatman,
Yes.
Alderwoman Alderwoman Warnes,
No.
Alderwoman Von Sturgeon,
I abstain.
Alderman Thomas,
Yes.
Alderman Harmon Ward.
Yes.
5 yes, 1 no, and 1 abstain, Mayor.
All right, motion carries. Is that, that is the only ordinance that I have. Is that another one?
No, it's just,
No, that's it.
That's
just
it?
2 bills.
Okay, then.
Yes, sir.
I just want to make sure. And what are you gonna do with it?
I'll have it for you tomorrow.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, the mayor's report. I do want to report that we hired an officer today. And yes, we will bring him before the board when we meet in person. He's a young man, 36 years old. And I think we'll be pleased with him. Also, just let me share with you that I did meet with, I met with Clayco. I've been meeting with Clayco, and we've had several meetings. But this is in the preliminary stages. This is not something that's going up tomorrow. It's preliminary. And before we do any movement on that, it would have to come before the board for board approval. So I don't want anybody to think that I'm putting up some buildings and the board doesn't know anything about it, but you will have input in it just like the community will. Right now, it's just preliminary. I also met with several of us met with the owner of the land Thursday last week. And it was a pretty good meeting. He, want us to have that land and to do whatever we need to do with it. As it turned out, he knows me from a while back. I preached at his church a couple of times. I don't know him, but he knows me. And so we had a pretty good conversation. I think we're moving forward. We can't say that we got something in concrete because we don't. It's preliminary. It may be 2 or 3 more years before any dirt is turned up there, and a lot of people will be involved in what goes on, what is put up there. But there has to be a starting point. This is a starting point, and everybody can be a part of the starting point. You'll never get anywhere if you got too many people at the start. So people need something to see. And so once we break it out to the general public and the board, it's something for you to see and talk about, make changes, whatever you want to do. It's up to you. But I would advise contractors don't want to deal with a lot of people. They don't want to deal with division. They don't want to get involved in none of that. If you want to stop this project in its track, start calling out there. And we'll have to look for another developer. So I hope everybody stay calm, cool, and collected let's move forward on behalf of the city. We can do it. This is a good city, and you all are good board members. And so let's together move this city forward. That's all I have to share with you tonight. Hopefully at the next board meeting, we'll be meeting in person, and we'll have more to say. So at this time, we will turn the board over to all the persons for their report.
Alderwoman Dale.
You're muted.
I apologize. Good evening, everyone. I have a lot of information that I would like to share with the community, so bear with me. I've been taking notes all week. I've been out talking with a lot of our neighbors, and I just want everyone in the community to know that from the beginning of April 2016, I've always wanted our city to be, the city of Bellfound neighbors to be, as an example, the city of Ladue. I always want to have, retain, and keep our certified police department within our great city of Bellfound neighbors. I hope we can continue to be advanced as a premier city, which requires us to have our own certified police department. I want to be crystal clear. I want us, meaning the city of Bellfound neighbors, to always have our city of Bellfound neighbors police department as one of the largest police departments in North County. For anybody who thinks differently or who have stated or rumored or assumed anything different, that's not true. I do not want anything but for our great city to have its own police department, always and nothing else. I want you to hear it from me. I hope our police department will grow as a diverse department, which will reflect the community that it serves, such as officers from all races, including women. We're a premier city. We have a great police department with a great staff, as well as great elected officials. Instead of spreading negative, divisive, untrue rumors, I hope that we can work together and bring positive change to grow our city or our community. I hope to help us all to move our city to a greater, higher level of prestige within the state of Missouri, and to make us one of the best places to live in the United States. I want to always have our own police department, the city of Bellfound neighbors police department, nothing else, and always. This is what is in my heart. This is my continued vision for the city of Bellfound neighbors. I will always work for our police department, the Bellfound neighbors police department, as a part of our community family, just as I work for our neighbors in our community. No other options. And I hope everybody understands those are my words, and that's what I want for our great city. I received a letter. Oh, also, I received a letter from Chief Goldstein, and he did pay the fees. And this is what he indicated to the mayor. Please take this correspondence as an appeal under section 5-361 of the Bellfound Code of cease and desist order that was delivered to North County Fire and Rescue Protection on Friday, March 8th. Be advised as the district will, in accordance with cease and desist order, pay a building fee as directed by the Bellfound neighbors. The fee is paid under protest and not voluntary in accordance with a lawful directive. So the fire district did pay their fee, and he just wanted the board to know that. For the newsletter, anyone who knows of an 80-year-old or a 90-year-old or higher, please ask them if I can have their photo. We would like to put that in the newsletter. I've met a lot of young people who are taking care of their grandparents in this neighborhood, and I am so proud of them. They are doing a very good job. It's a lot of them. They're taking care of their parents that may be ill, and I am so proud of them, and I just want to give them a shout out that we have a lot of good people here in this neighborhood, especially young people. I noticed that we have a lot of trash and people are talking about the state of our city. We only have a part-time inspector. So hopefully everyone on this feed, if you live on the block, adopt the block. Ask your neighbors to adopt the block so we can all pitch in and help out to keep our city clean. We have good news coming to Ward 4, which is going to help the city of Belltown neighbors. I cannot announce it because it's going to be done tomorrow. But if it's done tomorrow, I'm going to post it on Nextdoor. It's great news for this community. Hopefully, with some of the things that the mayor is talking about and some of the things that's going on in Ward 4, we may not have to leave our community for anything in the near future, hopefully. Thank you for coming to the meeting. I hope everyone has a blessed rest of the week and weekend, and thank you for coming.
Thank you.
Alderwoman Smith.
Hello and good evening, everyone. Thank you for staying. My report is not as long as Alderwoman Dale's. I will, along with Alderwoman Dale's, my counterpart, will continue to drive the city as usual. This past Saturday and Sunday, we put out notices like we did previously regarding your trash cans. So please pull your trash cans back after your trash has been picked up. We will be putting the ordinance and reminders in your doorways. If you guys are looking for something fresh, new, something else to do, there are so many different events that are being held this month, such as comedy, different eateries that are going on, laser shows, concerts, social, including karaoke night, events, health fairs, events for children and young adults, family events, including the circus, which is coming at the end of March 26th to be exact, at the Family Arena from 1 to 5. There will also be a community open house that is coming April 22nd, which is a Saturday at 1150 Graham Road at the main entrance. It's a free event. It's for screenings for balance, blood pressure, body mechanics, grip strength, hearing, and posture. If you guys are unable to make it, you are more than welcome to contact the orthopedic surgeons at BJC Medical Group. It is the orthopedic and sports medicine division. And again, it's free. Their telephone number, you're more than welcome to contact me. I know it's a lot of information. Their number is 314-953-8250. Again, thank you for staying. Have a great evening.
Thank you.
Alderwoman Chapman.
Yes, good evening, everyone. My report is short as well. Good evening to our citizens and colleagues. I want to extend an invitation again for all of those who are interested in getting involved and volunteering for our first annual Creating Healthy Lifestyle, Building Healthy Communities Health Summit, which is going to be held Saturday, April 15th at Riverview Gardens High School Gymnasium from 10 to 4. The purpose of the summit is to offer practical information, resources, and tools for our citizens, because we have been identified as having the highest health disparities in 6 concentrated areas. That's asthma, diabetes, suicide, mental illness, opioid addiction. And so we have all of the major medical and healthcare providers that are partnering with us, from dental to vaccinations, from prostate cancer screenings, breast cancer screenings, also stress tests, anything dealing with any of those health disparities. So I just welcome, again, if you want to volunteer, because we need at least about 25 volunteers, you can reach out to me on my website or either the phone number and just leave a message. Also want to give a shout out to our police department because they have been doing a fantastic job. Been getting some feedback from citizens who are seeing them more in the communities where they had not seen them before. Also, I'm seeing them on the highways, on 270 right at our entrance as you leave on both ends, Bell Fountain and up on Lilac. So we appreciate the extra presence. And thank you and have a good evening. And we'll be knocking on your doors pretty soon if we haven't already.
Alderwoman Warnes.
You're muted, my dear. Your time gonna be up before you
I
get
know.
that button
I
pushed.
know, I will make it fast. I'd like to welcome everybody, especially those that are staying on board with the meeting. I have some concerns about the ordinance that was filed and passed on hiring a lawyer in order to take care of the older people who were on board last year, and they were the ones who failed to show up at board meetings. We have a lawyer that has been paid a lot of money to fight this case. And now we have nothing that says that there are members of our board today are sitting and they also got up and left the meetings that occurred during the last in the last year before the new board took place. If we're going to punish one group, then we need to punish all groups. But I also think we could easily say, let us pay what they owe and move on, because it's a lot of money that we're paying in order for them to be tried. So that's just my opinion. If you want more information, you can contact me and I'd be glad to talk with you. Have a good evening.
Thank you.
Alderwoman Von Surgeon.
Yes, good evening, everybody. I just want to thank everybody for joining us on Zoom this evening. I am ready to go back in person. I like in person better. I want to give a shout out to our police force. I see them every morning at 5:30 when I am leaving, and it is so good to see them on the streets. I know they are out there, but I see them a little bit more often. I want to give a shout out to Park and Recs and the Public Works Department for the cleanup in Wilderness Park. It looks amazing. I went by there today and you guys did an awesome job. Thank you for your hard work. And that's all I have. Everybody have a good evening.
Thank you.
Alderman Thomas.
Good evening. I would just like to say that the police department continues to strive to patrol our city. And as a board member, I have always supported the police department and will continue through my votes and through my interactions with the police department. It's one thing that we have to be, and that's truthful to ourselves. And I will leave you with a quote from Carter G. Woodson on this evening concerning education, because as you know, the state has passed open enrollment. So we're getting ready to lose out if our students up to a certain percentage choose to leave our school district. And I'm hoping that the school district can get them to stay. Carter G. Woodson says, real education means to inspire people to live more abundantly, to learn to begin with life as they find it and make it better. That's all I have to say tonight. Thank you.
Thank you.
Alderwoman Harmon Ward.
You're muted.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
Hi, good evening. I don't have a report, but I would like to also give the police department a shout out. I see them up and down my block quite often. And also I would like to give the rec center props for having the mammogram van come, in which I participated in, and I just wish that we could have had more participation in such. I don't know what we need to do to get the word out more. I just found out the night before, and that might be on me. But I would like to see a better turnout with the monogamy, when the van comes to our city, because it's very important that we have these services. Also, I hope that we have a good turnout for the health fair, because there are a lot of things that we need to know and we need to experience. And a lot of resources, as Alderwoman Chapman said. But other than that, you all have a good evening. Thank whoever is still on with us. I'd like to thank you guys for coming out. And that's it. Have a good evening.
Thank you. So I'm assuming that was the last one, right?
Yes, sir.
All righty. At this time, we'll turn the meeting over to the public. 3 minutes each, please.
Hi, Mayor, this is Wanda Lane. Since everybody's talking about the police, I know that I am not the only one who remembers all of the dissension that's happened in this department this past year. So much so that the chief felt like he needed to call a community meeting in order to get support for a pay increase. So I'm happy to hear everyone now say that they are 100% behind supporting the police. But I've attended many meetings where visually and audibly, it didn't always sound like that. And I know my eyes and my ears weren't deceiving me. So I'm happy that everybody's on board with the police. I'm gonna make it quick, Mayor. Regarding the meeting on Monday, the planning and zoning meeting, if you heard Chair Barrett say that the initial goal or plan is for the contractor to purchase the land from the owner. That is the initial, just infant stages where we are right now. And I'm bringing that up because I was listening to the treasurer talk about our bonding rating and how we really have to have a lot of things in place before we can do anything like that. We are hoping that we don't have to have the city's money involved in this at all, or minimally, period. And speaking of the treasurer, I appreciate all of the information regarding the taxes. I call St. Louis County on a regular basis. I've spoken to the Board of Equalization. As a taxpayer, I don't want my taxes increased. And I think it may be important for citizens to know the difference between assessed value and fair market value. Mm-hmm. And when you're looking at, if you're thinking about selling your house, that's one thing. You're thinking about paying more taxes, that's another whole thing. So yeah, I'm not in favor of that, but I've been blessed not to be able to protest that. And the last thing that I'd like to ask the attorney, I would not like for some negative information to go on my personal employment history. So is the state threatening to charge the city with this misdemeanor for not filing our audit on time? And if that happens, in light of the situation, meaning the citizen or the elected official has nothing to really do with what has happened with the auditor and the change in ownership and all this other kind of stuff, is there something that we could do proactively to make sure that no one bears the brunt of this, where it appears that everyone's working as diligently as they can? It appears that way. So, and if you, an attorney, if you don't have the answer to that question tonight, I understand. I'm just asking, why is this such a big, well, I understand why it's important, but I just want to know if we're being threatened for this, because we have to pay our bills. Thank you, Mayor, for paying the bills. We have to keep the city afloat. Last but least, and I'm 1 minute, Mayor. Second, I attended all of these meetings, most of them regarding the last board. If memory serves me correctly, when other board members were present, they actually showed up and asked to be excused. These people did not show up at all. It was a concerted effort that they're not going to attend the meeting, and with the intention of holding up city business. And so that's bad. It's a violation of your oath. I don't appreciate it as a citizen. I don't think we should pay them a dime. Thank you so much, Mayor.
You're welcome. Anyone else?
Yes. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay. Anthony Green, 9228 Wardolph Drive. I just want to be clear about where we are. We are on the precipice of an election for the FY23 year. I had the courage in November of 21 to ask the mayor, as well as Patrick Howard, who at the time, where were we on the FY21 audit? That was November of 2021. Here we are, April 2023, and all I have heard is nothing but a portfolio of excuses as to why this audit isn't done. I sat at this podium, explained to you what the risks were of not having this done, especially since we have received ARPA money. We are statutorily required to have an audit done, even if we haven't spent the ARPA money. It needs to be done. We've had enough meetings between FY19 audits and FY20 audits where Hotfield Bloom, now Sickage, told the mayor, the board, and everybody that we had significant deficiencies about the accounting staff, which included Patrick Howard, as well as Lori Lentz. And there needs to be some things done with their training and education on it. There were significant deficiencies in FY19 and 20 on this. I recall no corrective action plans being developed by any of the board members or the mayor. It was not addressed. And if it was addressed, show me receipts. I am tired. I pay a lot in taxes. I pay way too much in taxes. And I don't want to hear any more rallying calls about we're moving forward as a city when I have watched everybody tell me I need to be more patient about an audit that was supposed to be done eons ago, period. I don't want Rick to sit in front of me and tell me anything else about what I should be looking for, because I am a CPA and I'm licensed in the state of Missouri and I know what I should be seeing, and all I'm seeing is excuses. I have not heard anything tangible.
I'm sorry, your audio cut out. I don't know what happened, but can anybody else hear him? I can't. Okay.
No, Mayor.
So I don't know what happened.
Looks like his phone dropped. Looks like it dropped.
All right, well, we'll just move on. Ms. Gooden.
Oh, hi. Well, what I was going to say has been said, but
Wait a minute, hold on. I'm sorry, wait a minute. I don't know why the system did that. I did not press any buttons. Somebody muted me while I was in the conversation. I don't know why that happened. I did not press any buttons on telephone of mine to mute myself. So I don't know what happened. Can I finish my comment, please? Because I did not mute myself. I don't know what occurred.
Go ahead. I don't either.
Okay. All right. So basically, Rick is very well competent, and then so am I as an auditor. I don't know what's going on, but I can tell you this, and I want some answers. I am a citizen. I don't sit on this board of 8 and a mayor. I have called Angela Dorn in December of 2022 and asked her on that phone, did she expect the audit to be done by the election, which is April of 2023? Her response was, "Oh my gosh, I should hope so." On that phone. I don't recall any of y'all. If y'all have y'all called her, aside from these little sidebar meetings y'all have y'all called her? Why is she not in any of these meetings that we've had? Why can't she explain her story? Because her allegation is that this story is more nuanced than what is being presented before us, and it's more complicated than just Sickage not holding their end of the bargain. We have serious internal control weaknesses at the city that are preventing it from providing the documentation that needs to be provided annually. And until we fix the root cause of that, part of which is policy and procedural, other part is certain people in the accounting department cannot fulfill their duties of what they need to do for grant accounting, for ARPA and other stuff. You haven't addressed those issues. And as long as those remain, we're going to be lockstep. You could have Sickage, you could have Ernst & Young, you could have any of the, you could have Deloitte. You're going to be in the same situation because no one's talking about fixing substantially the internal controls, also up-leveling the training and education of those who are actually recording journal entries. We don't have a December 31st, 2022 balance sheet. Y'all posted the revenues because we're waiting for an auditor to tell our accounting department what our cash balances should be. That's where we are. That's the reality of where we are. We are waiting for an auditor who's not even here most of the year to tell us what our cash balance should be before we can have a balance sheet that shows what our cash balances are. And so I think all hands need to be on deck. I don't need to see you raising, have your head go up and down. Y'all need to be in some serious meetings and no more marketing and figure this out. I'm tired of the okie dokes. I'm tired of the little, people who are voting in locks at one another and not doing their official duty of figuring out what is this minus $700 and something thousand. How much of it has it been found, if any? Is it holding up the audit? If so, why? If y'all need to be in the room and get the bank statements out to match up against what was not happening, whatever that takes and looks like, I don't really care if Lori feels uncomfortable. That's not my concern. She's a whole adult. She can deal with it. But you need to get to the bottom of this, and this needs to be done. I don't want to hear any more excuses. I don't want to hear people are trying. I want it done. I've been more than patient. And that's FY22, just the FY21. Can we please get it done? Thank you.
You're welcome. Miss
Don't worry about it. I'm done. I ain't got no comments.
Anybody else? All righty. We'll bring the meeting back. I want to thank all of you for being on tonight. And,
I have a question, Mayor. My hand was raised.
Her hand was up.
All right, go ahead.
Yes, I have the same concerns that the gentleman had before me. I've been in this community for 27 years. And no matter what, whether or not I was employed, unemployed, or whatever, I have a responsibility to this household to make sure that.
I'm sorry, can you state your name and address, please?
Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I don't come on very often. I'm Pam from the 1100 block of Avant, AVANT. Is that what you needed?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay, I'm so sorry. And 27 years, and I have a responsibility to this home to make sure that the bills are being paid no matter what, that the property is being maintained, pay my taxes as I could. But when I don't log on to these meetings, monthly or whatever, but I have had people tell me, maybe I should, but I do read, keep up with the website. I see everything on that website except for audited budgets, and it concerns me because if we don't keep this neighborhood secure by protecting and supporting our police department and then paying our bills the way we should pay our bills, then what is left for us out here that are really trying and really, I don't understand. I don't, this is the first time in all these years that, when my bills are not being paid, I am sick. And it really should, in this new election season that we have coming up, that's for, front in my mind. Am I going to be protected? And are my bills are going to be paid to be able to move forward? And that's a concern for me. Secondly, the good thing is I have over the last couple of years, Mrs. Hall, who is now our city, has been promoted. She has done a great job. And when I call and I'm able to get to someone, able to get an answer, she'll call me back if I need it. It's been a couple of years, but if I need answer or whatever. She calls me back, Mr. Ross, I see the improvements. And I had a conversation with him late last year. So that gave me some security, that something is being done. But the most important thing that needs to be done here is we need to be able to balance our budget, and I need to be able to log on it, just like I can log on to this system and see what's going on for prior meetings or whatever. I should be able to log on and see what's going on with the budget. If I'm controlling this budget in my household, any of these people in this house should be able to be relaxed and knowing that I care and that I'm going to make sure that everything is okay so we can sleep comfortably in this house. And right now, I'm not sleeping comfortably in Bellefonte Neighbors because, I have this concern over my head, so I just wanted to present that. And thank you, and have a great day.
Thank you so much. I appreciate your comments. And it's good to know tonight that there's so many people supporting the police department. That's a good thing. But we're moving forward and we're going to correct a lot of problems. There are some things that in an organization like this, you just can't wave a wand and fix it. You have to go through a process, and we're going to do that. This city is moving forward, and I thank all of you for your comments. I thank all of you for being on tonight. Also, COVID is trying to raise his head again. So make sure you get vaccinated, make sure you get your shots, make sure you do whatever you need to do to stay safe and alive. God bless all of you, and is there a motion to adjourn?
May I make a motion
Mayor,
to
I make a
adjourn?
motion to adjourn.
And one of y'all second it?
I second.
I second.
It's been moved and properly second that we will adjourn. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Ayes have it. Meeting's adjourned. Everybody have a wonderful night.
Everyone,
Good night.
Bye, everyone.
Good night.